Okay, so the dies that I'm going to be focusing on today for today's project, we definitely have a whole sea beach theme, which is awesome. So I'm focusing on the Shell Collection Clear Stamp Thank You Fine Script and oval rope frame die. That I'm actually just going to use the frame itself for this card. I've already stamped my images using my Simon Says Intense Black. I love the fact that it's needs to be re-inked, or I need a new one because I love this color. I wish I could keep it this way. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you, we're going to do our coloring first. Very basic color pencil coloring. I'm using my Prismacolors, and I chose very light purples, pinks, blue, teals, and a yellow. And that is literally what I'm doing. I'm just coloring in around the edge of the image, maybe coming in with a second color either on top of that or on another part of the shell. And then I'm coming in with my white to blend that out to give it a highlight. So very, what I'm going to refer to as faint coloring. All right, we're not getting too worried about the details of the blends and the colors we're using. We just want these to be light and cheery, but yet they're being done on Desert Storm cardstock. I already took care of fussy cutting those, and I have those off to the side. I'm going to layer my thank you script die on top of the cloud, and I used a gold mirror cardstock with black cardstock for the words themselves. I love the fact with this die that you've got thick parts of the letters and the thin parts. So, you know, usually while you have this script, everything's kind of even sometimes. But I do like the way that this looks like a calligraphy type. I'm using one of their card bases, they're card panels. These measure 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm putting some tumbled glass in the center, and I'm flicking some water on top of that. Now this is definitely cardstock, and you'll see that when I turn it over because I got really carried away with the water. And I am going to heat set this, and you can see, I mean, all the water that I put in, it just went right through the cardstock. So yeah, don't go so heavy. You don't have to. And I'm just using my heat tool just to get that dry. I'm going to make sure that my glass mat's dry, and I'm going to add just some beads of glue around the inside and the outside portion of the frame, which I also die cut in gold mirror cardstock. And I'm just centering that around that blue area. So it's almost like I'm creating one of those windows where you're seeing the ocean coming through it. I'm going to place the sentiment right in the center, but I'm going to leave the bottom right hand corner open. So the thank part of the sentiment is going to get centered towards the top, and then the U is going to be shifted over just a little bit to the left. I am using my double-sided foam squares to prop these up so that we have some dimension, because we're definitely going to have some dimension for our shells. So here you can see I'm going to put that U just a little bit over to the right, and I'm just going to straighten it out just a little bit. I'm going to take this panel now, because I still have that moisture on there. I'm going to use my double-sided film tape from Uline. Very strong tape, not forgiving, meaning the moment you touch the cardstock, it's there. It doesn't move. I am using a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 black cardstock panel to mount this on, which will pull out the thank you even more since that's black as well. And now I'm going to take my images. Some of them are going to be glued right around the frame, and the others are going to be propped up using the double-sided foam squares just to give some dimension. So we're kind of creating a wreath, but only in one portion. Now you could actually create a wreath entirely out of these. That would look really, really pretty. But just to give that sense of a collage going on the bottom corner. There are a lot of wonderful beach scenes when it comes to the Paper Rose collection that has recently been released. I encourage you to check that out. And as always, the links will be down below for the products that I use, if you wanted to check them out. So you can see I'm just filling this up, and if I don't use any, they go into this big bucket that I have of items that I've die cut or colored and I didn't use. Again, I'm going to use that double-sided film tape just because it was there. It was sitting right next to me. I am going to use one of a standard A2 size card panel for the base. And I do hope you enjoyed today's project. Again, a little bit of softness with the colored pencils, a lot of shine and shimmer using the gold foil paper. I hope you'll give this a try. As I said, everything will be linked down below, whether it's to the products or to the stores where you can get these products. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below and someone will get right back to you as soon as we can. Enjoy, but always remember what's most important. Always be creative. Until the next video, guys, take care.